Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to our Wednesday edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW, brought to you by Westside Decorating Center, located at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. With the newly expanded showroom, they offer everything you need in home decorating supplies. Later on this morning, after the 10 o'clock news, we'll talk to Shanthi Appelo at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. At 11 o'clock, Bay Arenac Skills Center, the ISD actually, will be the subject of focus this morning. But we're going to start out focusing on something else among things that we will talk about with this guest this morning. The charges brought against Alec Baldwin in the movie Rust, where he fired a gun and killed a cinematographer, wounded an assistant director. And to help us understand some of that and other things, a good friend from Frankenmuth, Michigan, but who served as the U.S. Attorney for Eastern Michigan for quite some time and is now a practicing attorney. We say good morning to Matthew Schneider. Matthew, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Thank you for having me back. It's wonderful to be back on your show.
It's always fun to talk to you. So I started out mentioning Alec Baldwin and the charges brought against him for what happened on the set of the movie Rust. From a legal standpoint, is he in serious jeopardy?
You might remember Alec Baldwin as being the actor who played Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live, and he's been around the block many years, and so people know who he is, right? And he's a famous person, but there's a difference between your personal outreach to the community and what you do in your profession, especially when it involves handling guns. And he's been charged in New Mexico by the county prosecutor there, who's the equivalent of John McColgan in Saginaw County. He's charged him with a couple crimes, and one is a manslaughter crime, and one is a similar crime, but alleges that he discharged a firearm on the set and killed somebody. And that looks like he's facing a mandatory minimum of 5 years in prison for his act. So if you really dig into this case, and we can, he is looking at some serious legal jeopardy.
It's, and of course, public figures tend to do things in public. And I've heard him say that he never pulled the trigger on the gun. Now, I have similar guns, and maybe ultra modern ones, if you let the hammer fly without pulling the trigger, if you hadn't pulled the hammer back all the way, it might not discharge. But most of them, in the long run, if you pull the hammer back far enough and let go of it, that gun's going to discharge, isn't it?
Well, that's really part of the evidence in this case. And so his defense is he didn't pull the trigger, the hammer back, and his thumb slipped and it went off. Well, they took this particular gun and they gave it to the FBI, who analyzed it. And the analysis showed that couldn't happen with this type of gun. Mm-hmm. And they manipulated the hammer, they pulled the hammer back, they hit the hammer, and it didn't fire. And I also own a revolver. And when you pull that hammer back, the cylinder rotates. And if you drop the hammer before it gets all the way into the cock position, it doesn't land right on the firing pin. It lands between the chambers.
Right.
And so most of the time, these kinds of guns are not going to go off.
Yep.
You're going to have is a lot of expert testimony about could this actually happen or not.
Yeah, because mine, some of the old guns, the firing pin was part of the hammer. Modern ones, they have a striker plate. It's a little bit different. And mine has that. Right. And I'm pretty sure that with mine, it would not fire if I let the hammer go, because it would not have rotated all the way. You're absolutely right. You wouldn't get to the center fire position. It's troublesome that you hear things about this movie. For example, the fact that somebody had said that they were actually using these guns for target practice, which they should never do on a movie set, which meant there's live ammunition on the set, which there should never be. This seems like a perfect storm to a very sad ending.
It does, and there's so much more to this case than just what happened when Alec Baldwin had that gun in his hand. Because the case, as it's laid out by the prosecutor, they're talking about Baldwin's role as the producer of the set and what his responsibilities were. And when you're producing people and you have to hire competent people, he hired somebody as an armorer, as a prop handler who had no experience in firearms, one of the prop people, and that person was using the guns. And the other problem that I think he faces in his role as the producer of this set is this is not the only time a gun has discharged on that set negligently. There were at least 2 instances earlier where a prop handler pulled a gun out and it went off, and that was a blank. But then there was also a stunt double who was manipulating a rifle off. Now, the argument here, the legal argument is Alec Baldwin, you're in charge of this place, and you should be disciplining these employees, and you should be taking immediate action when any of that happens because it's entirely improper. And he knew of this and he did nothing.
Yeah.
And that is really where the legal negligence standard comes into play, and that's why it's a problem for him.
He, I mean, it seems to me that a lot of things went wrong on that set, and people were quitting because of it. There were people that quit the set because they didn't think it was safe, and unfortunately, they proved to be correct. How, given the nature of this and the charges, how long does it take to come to fruition? How long does it take?
Usually it takes a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could take a year or more, and that's because Baldwin's not the only person charged. There was also the armorer, the person in charge of carrying the weapons on the scene. She's charged, and then there was an assistant director who oversaw things. He's charged. He's actually pleaded guilty, which could mean he could cooperate against Baldwin. And whenever you have that means more time is going to go into the case, and this could really take a long time.
Yeah. I really like to know who put a live bullet in that gun. That would be an interesting thing to find out, because that person already charged.
Exactly. That's true. I've been thinking the same thing. Now, why isn't this a murder investigation of the person who and there were 6 live rounds found on that set, and they were found scattered in different locations. One was in Baldwin's belt. One was near the gun. One was on the cart that they set all the weapons on. How did these get there? Who put them there? And when you do this, and with the blanks, what's your intention? It's certainly not a good intention. It's a nefarious one. So I think we could see other charges coming out of this.
So let me ask you this: as a former U.S. attorney or prosecutor, and the defense comes to you and says, "Let's make a deal. We'll plead to this, this, and this, but no jail time, all probation, if you will, or house arrest." What do you say?
Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, based on what we know here, based on his negligence. When I was a prosecutor, one of the first things I would do in that type of situation is I would ask the victim's family and see what they think. And a lot of the times that's not taken into consideration, but it really should be. We have a person who's now dead. We have a person who's seriously injured. What is the family's view of that, and what do they think? And then under Michigan law, the Crime Victims' Rights Act entitles them to that type of consultation, and they deserve it. So that's how I would handle it.
Matthew, hang on for a minute. I got to take a break. We'll come back doing one more segment. We're talking to Matthew Schneider. He's a former U.S. attorney in Michigan, in the Eastern District, and now in private practice, and we'll talk more with him when we return after these notes.
For almost 25 years, Line-X has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Line-X have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty. No yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
LineX is located in the city. Give them a call at 989-671-9820.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820. That's 989-671-9820.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we only need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at Cordell. That's CordellCordell.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report. People are still buying from Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and KFC. Parent company Yum Brands earnings were stronger than forecast. The company says despite a challenging environment, it saw widespread system sales up more than 8%, excluding Russia. CVS, the drugstore chain, also reported upbeat earnings and confirmed it is buying Oak Street Health, a company with clinics that focuses on healthcare for older adults. Uber Technologies says it ended last year with its best. Was expected to lose money. It made a profit, and Uber is optimistic about its business, reporting robust demand. Uber's sales were up 49% from a year earlier. Though luxury fashion company Capri's quarter was disappointing, it owns Versace, Jimmy Choo, and other brands. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, did Joe Biden lift America's spirits higher than a Chinese spy balloon? Come on, man. The answer is no.
Robbins, weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you. We're talking to Matthew Schneider, former U.S. attorney and now in private practice. So, Matthew, I want to switch topics for a minute. The case about classified documents being found in Trump's Mar-a-Lago and Biden's residence and offices, and now Pence had a few. You were on the inside of the Justice Department for a long time. How prevalent is this? Is this a surprise, or is this just the way we sloppily handle these things in Washington?
It's actually pretty rare to have classified documents that are mishandled and going in the wrong locations, because they're always clearly marked. They always have a cover sheet that says classified. You know when you get it that you're in a classified location. These are handled inside what is called a SCIF, and I had one in my office. All of the classified material is in there. It's soundproofed. You can't bring devices in there. You can't bring in your cell phone. So people don't bring them in and out. The problem here is that happened. And the question is, how did that happen and who brought them out? And the standard here for all of these cases is, did any of these presidents or vice presidents violate the Espionage Act? Did they knowingly and willfully possess these documents and not give them back? And if they did, that's a felony. And so this will come down to what they knew and when did they know it.
Do you think charges will come forth?
I don't think so. I thought that was going likely, but now that we've seen several different violations from several presidents and vice presidents, it seems like the prosecutors would be a little bit less likely to bring the charges, because you would think that they'd have to bring charges against all of them. I think this is actually really a big tragedy here, because America is a country where we know when you make mistakes and you're elected officials, you're supposed to hold them accountable. Like Kwame Kilpatrick, the mayor of Detroit, was a tax cheat, and he was prosecuted for that. Right. And other people, when they screw up and they're officials, we're supposed to go after them. And now if we don't go after the president and the vice president mishandled classified documents, I can tell you that's going to leave a real bad taste in the mouth of the American people, because they're going to be thinking, wait a second, I guess you can mishandle classified documents and you can get away with it if you're the president. But if you're working at the Defense Department and you mishandle them, you'll be prosecuted. And that sets up an argument of a double standard, and that really will cause unfortunately, I think that'll cause a lack of decrease of confidence of the American people in their government.
Yeah, the one thing I would caution about, though, is the American people are so divided that they may look at this and say, well, the other guy is worse than my guy. Charge the other guy, don't charge mine. Because we've become so political in everything that we do in this country. It's getting, it's almost oppressive. Every time you turn around, it's got to be political. Well, not everything is political.
It sounds like you were watching the president's speech last night.
Yeah,
right?
That's a part of it. I didn't see it all.
Like, remember back about 10 years ago, one of the congressmen yelled out at the State of the Union, yelled at Obama, "You lie." And it was huge news. He was censored.
Yep.
And then last night, it was like the British Parliament.
Everyone was yelling. That's funny.
I thought it was
But it seemed to me
it was a town hall meeting.
Yeah, but it almost seemed to me that President Biden baited them, wanted that, and then he had an answer ready for him immediately. It almost seemed like it was, it wasn't, but it almost seemed like it was staged.
Well, he said something that was so outlandish, I think, when he said that the Republicans want to destroy Social Security. Yeah. That's not true.
No.
And Kevin McCarthy, the leader, has said that's not true. And I think they couldn't take it anymore. It was a false statement, and they wanted to call it out.
Yeah. And then he finally said, well, good, then I guess we could take that off the table. Now we'll see if they do, or if he uses that line again. That'll be the interesting thing down the road. I don't know. It seems to me that the country, and it's not just Joe Biden, but he ran on unity. And since the day he's been in office, I've seen nothing that indicates that's the direction he's heading. Now that he has Congress split, maybe he has to sit down now and decide to be a little more unifying. But I haven't seen it so far.
Well, I think the speech did start out that way. He did acknowledge Kevin McCarthy. He acknowledged some prominent Republicans, Mitch McConnell. I just don't think it lasted that long. And and his delivery was pretty poor too.
Yeah, he was. I think I looked at that and watched, and what I was telling myself is, because of the style of delivery, after he got past the first few minutes where he had trouble putting the lines together, I think what he's doing is setting himself up to run again and telling people, look, I'm 80, but so what? And, from that,
I think that's true.
From that standpoint, and it's about the only standpoint, I agree with him. And the reason I agree with him is that Sunday I turned 80. So I have a certain degree of sympathy for him.
Absolutely. But you don't have the nuclear codes in the Art Lewis studio, right?
I don't think so.
Not a responsibility that you want.
I haven't looked for classified documents yet, but I don't have the nuclear codes. There's nobody with a football standing next to me. No, that's true. But I don't look at age as an obstacle, I guess, in anything, not just Biden. To me, it's just a number. What's your physical presence? What's your health? What's all those things? That's what's important. So I don't know.
I agree.
It's a strange time we live in, to say the least. So what are you up to these days?
And well, I was the U.S. attorney and built my career in law enforcement, and now I work at a law firm called Honeyman, and very similar to being a prosecutor. My job is to help Michigan companies who've had money stolen from them. I work for banks and people and individuals where they get scammed, and people might steal thousands of millions of dollars out of their accounts, and then I work with law enforcement to track that down. So it's actually an unusual job for a lawyer. I'm really trying to work cooperatively with the police and prosecutors and the FBI, and it's been helpful. Yeah. I've been able to help a lot of crime victims. I'm very proud of that.
More like a detective job almost.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it's like.
So do you miss the U.S. Attorney's Office?
Not necessarily, because I really enjoy still being in the position of helping victims and helping people. I liked public service. I had a lot of interactions with Attorney General Bill Barr, and we became quite close. But now it's time to move on to a different way of helping people, and that's what I think I'm doing now, and I'm very pleased to be able to do it and to continue to come onto your show.
Frankenmuth boy makes good. Love it. Matthew, listen,
exactly.
It is always a pleasure. You're always welcome. You have something you want to talk about, you know how to find me.
Well, thank you. And my mother and father, Roland and Nancy and Frankenmuth, they're listening too, and just happy to have them in the area as well.
Yes, indeed. Well, they raised a great son.
Well, thank you, Art, and happy 80th birthday.
Yeah, gee, thanks. That's just a number. All right, Matt, listen, we'll talk.
You could run for president.
No, no. I don't have that kind of fire in my belly. I was years ago, I was asked to run for Congress, and they said all the wrong things to me when they asked me to run. So I will stay as far away from being in politics as I can. It's much more fun talking about it.
Sure. Half the stress, twice the fun, right?
You got it. Exactly. All right, Matthew, we'll talk to you down the road. Have yourself a great day.
Okay.
Take care.
You too, Art. Thank you.
Take care, my friend. Bye-bye now. Matthew Schneider, former U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan, and a Frankenmuth native. And he's always welcome. Love chatting with him. We will take a break. Let me take a moment or two here to talk about my friends at McDonald Ford, 6790 M47 in Freeland. And I have to, tell you that this is easy for me. And the reason I say it's easy for me is that I have known the McDonald family almost since the day I arrived in Saginaw, which was in 1974, starting with the late Tom Sr. And I've known Tom Jr. and his son, Tommy III, for many, many, many years. And they, of course, now have McDonald Ford. And it's a Ford dealership, make no bones about it. But it's more than a Ford dealership. And the reason is that they have a wonderful selection of pre-owned vehicles. I'm driving one right now, a Chevy Silverado. It's a Z71 Trail Boss. Great truck. Just one of the many things they have in their fleet. You'll find all kinds of marks. Chevys, Cadillacs, Jeeps, Lincolns, you name it. You can find it there. And they've all been through McDonald Ford's extensive 100-point inspection. Now, that means when you buy one of their pre-owned vehicles, you can rest assured it's in good shape. If you have a problem, though, they have an extensive service department to handle minor and major repairs. They also have a collision center, drive collision. They also have a quick lube place called Quick Change Lane, I should say. All of that is at McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. And the McDonald family has always been about serving their customers, always been serving their customers. And they like to get it right. They like to make you happy. Find out what it's like to shop at a family business like I do. McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. Stop in, say hi to them.
If you're a sugar beet grower or industry professional, here's exciting news. Michigan Sugar Company will be having a first ever Sugar Beet Summit on Thursday, February 9th at SVSU's Curtis Hall. Several speakers will talk on a variety of topics involving production agriculture and operating the family farm now and in the future. Keynote speakers will be Dr. Corey Guza and MLive meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. This event is free and lunch will be provided. Register today at michigansugar.com and click on the registration link.
Join the parade to Mardi Gras Madness at Saginaw Eagles Landing. Get into the New Orleans party spirit and you can win up to $1,000 cash. Fridays in February from 7 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Earn 1,000 points and play the Mardi Gras kiosk game to win premium play prizes. Then from 1 to 9 p.m. be there for hourly drawings to take $1. So come out for Mardi Gras Madness at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
Hi, this is Jessica. Are you tired of high interest rates and fees on your credit card balances? Well, we have a solution for you. United Financial Credit Union is offering a balance transfer loan with a low interest rate. With a balance transfer loan, you can easily pay off your high-rate credit card balances and save money on interest. Plus, you'll have the convenience of one monthly payment instead of multiple credit card payments. Don't miss out on this opportunity to save money. Simplify your finances and start meeting your financial goals with a balance transfer loan from United Financial Credit Union. Visit our website or call us today to learn more about our balance transfer loan.
Some restrictions may apply. See credit union for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
We're where you work, where you live. Financial Credit Union. Serving the Valley community.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to goodrx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
WSGW Morning Team.
WSW online poll for Governor Whitmer's Lowering Michigan Costs Plan goes. The governor announcing this three-part proposal. It's related to Michigan's potential record $9.2 billion budget surplus expected this fall. What do you do with that money? Well, the governor wants to deliver $180 checks to every tax filer, expand the state's match of the federal earned income tax credit, estimated it could provide $3,000 to about 700,000 Michigan families. Also phasing out the retirement tax to ultimately put an average check of maybe $1,000 back to 500,000 households in the state.
This will be the largest tax break for working families and seniors in Michigan in decades.
Republicans have a concern about whether this could prevent the possibility of automatic decrease in the state income tax. So the poll question is this: are you for or are you against the governor's three-part plan? You can vote I'm for, I'm against it, maybe you're not sure. The options are there for you in the poll box. Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, and make your vote that way.
The Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the hour. Our thanks to Matthew Schneider for joining us. So, it is the day after the speech by the President of the United States, the annual State of the Union address. And as could be predicted, Democrats are going, wow, wonderful, hallelujah, fantastic, and Republicans are going, boo, boo, boo. So what else is new? My reaction, and I must tell you, I did not watch all of it because I was not home early for the first part of it. But I did see the second part of it. Listen, Americans, when they go to the store, know what the real economy is. Americans, when they have to face their pocketbook issues, know what the real economy is. The president can stand there and tell us how great the economy is and everything is hunky-dory and, oh, by the way, there's no crisis at the border. But guess what? The public knows the reality. And I don't think he spent time enough addressing the problems of everyday Americans. The economy is humming in some areas, not humming in other areas. But the worst part, of course, is when you go to the store and you have to pay the prices you have to pay. When you go to the gas pump, you have to pay the prices you have to pay. And that's what Americans want to hear. That's what they want to. They want to know about those things. And I thought there was a little bit of an absence of that. He did bring up some unifying things in terms of things that need to be done in this country. And that's fine. And the Republicans responded. But he also brought up some very divisive things. And the Republicans responded, as you heard. And it was interesting that Matthew earlier said it was like British Parliament. And in a way it is. If you've ever watched what's called Questions in Britain, it's where the Prime Minister stands in front of the House. He makes statements and you can hear him all mumbling in the background, and then somebody rises to challenge him and he answers them and the crowd makes noise one way or another. It's almost entertaining to watch it. And there was a little bit of that last night. Some of it I think went a little too far. But because you do have to, this is an interesting comment. Now, I don't know how you feel about this. You have to respect the office of the president. You do not have to respect the individual holding that office. Respect, as my late father taught me early in my life, cannot be demanded. You have to earn respect. You can demand loyalty, and you should respect the office of the president. It is a very important office. But the individual holding office has to earn the respect. So I'll just leave it there. Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art.
Morning.
Yeah, Art, you're absolutely right there on that one issue. I went to the local dollar store yesterday, and the clerk told me they had to mark up a lot of things by $5 throughout the store because of inflation since January 1st.
Yeah, some stores, dollar stores aren't dollars anymore.
That's right. And second issue is it costs $7 million to advertise 30 seconds on the Super Bowl. And the big categories are beer, candy, chips, mayo, gambling, and fabric softeners. So that's what we'll be watching.
Yep.
And the last issue is now that Michigan is 10 days of early voting, Gary Benson said that poll workers will have to be hired at all clerk's offices throughout the state for the entire 10 days, costing taxpayers even more money.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm not a big fan of that, so preaching to the choir there. I just, I have said throughout my career and throughout my life, one of the great privileges and rights of living in this country is the ability to vote. And I don't think it's too much to ask people to get off their duff one day a year and go out and vote.
Right.
And there are a number of opportunities. I believe in absentee voting because there are those people who can't get out and vote. I understand that, or have conflicts. I understand that. But this notion of 10 days early and all that, I just don't buy it. I
don't either.
I have to live with it because the law is the law, but I don't have to participate in it. I will still go to the poll on polling day, and that's when I'll go. So I just I'm not a big fan of early voting. Never have been.
Me either.
All right.
Okay.
Good enough. Have a good
right.
one. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Russ, hang on. We'll get to you right after these notes.
The kitchen is more than a room. It's where food, family, and friends come together. As the heart of the home, it's also a reflection of you. I'm Dee, General Manager of Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery in Midland. I'd like to invite you into our showroom. We'll not only help you design your dream kitchen, but our experts also handle bathrooms, mudrooms, home office spaces, fireplaces, showers, and much more. Visit us online at premierkitchenandbathgallery.com. Let us help you design your dream space.
Are you looking for a place that will satisfy the food cravings of the entire family? Look no further. The Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch will do just that. At the Lumberjack, you're sure to enjoy the food and company, all while getting a pure up-north dining experience. The home-style cooking. For more, with an array of entrees, burgers, omelets, desserts, and more, it's certain that there's something for everyone to love. So head up north to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. When I'll have particularly bothersome allergies, I'll bust it out and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. Of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to Harry's, code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
On Saturday, February 11th, the Disability Network of Mid-Michigan presents Feathers and Fedoras. It's a Roaring 20s gala to benefit independent living programs for people with disabilities. Grab your silk top hat, your best flapper dress, and prepare to foxtrot the night away with dance music by Stone Street Revival. Find Lady Luck at the casino. Hit the speakeasy for Giggle Waters. Feathers and Fedoras, Saturday, February 11th at the Doubletree in Bay City. For information and tickets, click on the Feathers and Fedoras box. WSGW.com.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Back to our phones. Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. You said the American people know their pocketbook, and they know this, and they know that, and faith in that anymore. I don't believe they do. I believe that they've been well programmed to accept whatever they've been told. Oh, that's not Hunter Biden's laptop. That's Russian.
Come on now. Let's talk about what we talked about. That's the economy and pocketbook issues. If you don't believe that people know that, then you'd have to explain why the president's approval rating in his own party is under 50%.
Well, I was trying to get to that.
Well, then don't go around the block. Get to it.
Well, they don't blame the president though. The greedy corporations. I mean, you look even here in Bay City, and when the bus company said that they had stopped using the bridges because, as far as I'm concerned, the greedy local politicians are going to charge them to use the bridges. I'm looking all over social media. Are they blaming the greedy politicians? No, they're blaming the greedy bus company. Well, it's like that's ridiculous. If you ask me, it's the Jedi mind. Did you ever watch the original Star Wars?
Yep.
These are not the bots you're. And they look at each other. These are not the bots we're looking for.
Yeah. Well, I don't have as sour a look on society, I guess.
And I wish I didn't, but I've been proved over and over and over again.
You have the right to believe that way. Absolutely, without question. I just have more faith in people.
Look at this latest weather balloon. Oh, it's a weather. No, it was a spy balloon. It was a directed spy balloon.
Well, you don't know that, but I would assume it was too. But we don't know that. You only know what you hear in the press. Period. Well, you don't have an inside track to it, do you?
Well, I mean, come on. It came.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Through Alaska.
I'm not disagreeing with you that it was a spy balloon, but it's speculation on our part. Because we don't know that, but we believe it.
I'm just saying, it's just, these aren't the bots we're looking for. That's how I'm seeing these people today, and it's sad.
All right.
And I wish it was different.
Well, listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion and their view.
We are.
And that's what makes us a great country, actually.
100%, and I hope it stays that way.
Yep. But the other thing that has to be also said in order for it to be a great country is you have to have tolerance in those other views.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
That's all part of it.
This whole idea of hate speech, that's just speech you hate. There's no such thing. Speech is not violence. Speech is the absence of violence.
No, that's not true. That's not true. You can be hateful to people with your speech. And you can hurt with your speech.
If they're sensitive and they care about who you are or why. I mean, someone wants to say something about me, they can say it all they want. Guess what? I got thick skin. I got over name calling in third grade.
So is everybody you?
No, but
there's the rub.
But the rub is it's still just speech.
Yeah, but
Until
speech can be damaging.
My fist and I pop you in the nose.
No, because you're talking about two different kinds of damage. There's physical damage if you hit me in the nose. There's also psychological damage. And words can inflict psychological damage. And free speech does not come without consequence.
Well, no, true. But I mean, that's just the idea that speech can do damage only if you allow it to. That's the person allowing it to, not the person.
Well, you can only do damage to me physically if I allow you to.
Well, I mean, unless you're smaller than me and you have no choice in the matter.
Oh no, I can have a gun.
Usually, what the people who bully people physically do, they don't pick on people their own size.
Yeah,
they pick on people smaller.
But I could have a gun on my side, and my size wouldn't matter, would it?
Well, that's true too.
Yeah. Okay. I just thought I'd bring that up. All right. I gotta run.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Bye bye now. No, but listen. Words are a powerful tool. Improperly used, they can inflict damage. Psychological damage can be as bad, if not worse in some cases, than physical damage. So don't ever get the idea that words don't hurt and can't hurt and don't do damage. They do. Words can do terrific damage. And something we all need to be conscious of. Have a right to say what you want. That's free speech in this country. But nowhere in the Constitution does it say you can say it without consequence. And nowhere in the Constitution does it guarantee you an audience. All right, we'll be right back.
Engaged to be married? Planning the biggest day of your life? Join us February 12th from 1 to 3:30 p.m. at the Great Hall in Midland for the Bliss Bridal Wedding Expo and Fashion Show. One day only, be inspired and find everything for your wedding. Fabulous door prizes include a $500 cash prize and more. Tickets are only $5 at the door or online at blissmidland.com. See you February 12th at the bridal event of the season, the Bliss Bridal Wedding Expo and Fashion Show at the Great Hall in Midland.
For almost 25 years, Linex has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and under...
Process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Linex have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty. No yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City. Give them a call at 989-671-9820.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, is 989-671-9820. That's 989-671-9820.
Since the pandemic, I'm so anxious all the time.
I can't sleep.
I need someone to talk to who's not going to judge me.
For emotional support any time of the day or night, talk to a Stay Well counselor. Dial 1-888-535-6136 and press 8. It's free and confidential, and one of the many ways to stay mentally healthy. Learn more at michigan.gov/staywell. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association.
All right, that wraps up the first hour of the Art Lewis Show. We'll be back. We'll start out talking to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. And then we'll have more open phones during the hour. That is what's coming up on WSGW, and it will happen right after the news. We'll talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. President Biden hits the road today to begin selling the economic plan he touted in last night's State of the Union.
Jobs are coming back. Pride is coming back. Because choices we made in the last several years.
Mr. Biden was jeered by some Republicans during his first address to a divided Congress.
Some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority.
At one point, Georgia's Marjorie Taylor Greene shouted out, "Idiot." On CBS Mornings, Vice President Harris called it one of the GOP's theatrical outbursts.
I think that there sadly tends to
theatrical element to that evening as time has gone on.
Mr. Biden visits Madison, Wisconsin today. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made a surprise stop in the UK. He met with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, then addressed Parliament and asked for more weapons to help fight the war with Russia.
We really know the victory will change the world. And this will be a change that the world has long needed.
Zelensky is meeting with King Charles at Buckingham Palace right now. He flies to Paris next to meet with President Macron. International investigators are pointing a finger at Vladimir Putin and the downing of a Malaysia Airlines plane almost 9. Lauren Kamato from Amsterdam.
Investigators say recorded telephone conversations between Russian officials give strong indications that Mr. Putin decided to provide the missile to Moscow-based separatists in eastern Ukraine. Prosecutors said Wednesday that with no new leads, there will be no more prosecutions. But they say the world now knows what happened to flight MH17.
New sign the pandemic's wound down. CBS's Cammie McCormick says the Secretary of State has hosted a final virtual gathering of a global action group on COVID. Secretary of State Antony Blinken opened the meeting with the good news.
We know the pandemic is not over, but we have reached what the WHO point.
And he thanked the countries taking part for their hard work during the pandemic.
We're building a world better prepared, prevent, detect, and respond to the next pandemic.
Blinken has proposed a new Bureau of Global Health Security and Diplomacy at the State Department. Microsoft's unveiled some of the most powerful artificial intelligence ever made public to incorporate into its search engine and browser. CBS's Tony DeCopel spoke with the company's CEO, Satya Nadella.
We clearly are in a kind of arms race when it comes to AI. Where is this going? Well, as you said, it's a new race, and it's a new race in the most important software category, or the largest software category in search. Let's face it.
Google says it is rolling out a series of new search and maps features powered by AI. Dow down 20, S&P off 15. This is CBS News.
Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Enjoy all the benefits of Liberty Bridge for free until April. Save time and fuel by taking the most convenient route to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest, most reliable bridge. Brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. For your passport to the lowest rates once tolling begins, get your April at BayCityBridgePartners.com.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed-rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online, and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 7.99% APR with AutoPay and excellent credit.
Off my high-interest credit cards and save money at a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 21.49% APR and include a 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love
Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 34 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. We're learning more about the death of Armani Kelly and his two fellow rappers. The Ascota man was reported missing in January, located February 3rd in an abandoned apartment building in the Detroit suburb of Highland Park, along with the bodies of Montoya Givens and Dante Wicker. Police reported that the three men were all shot multiple times. The men were supposed to perform in Detroit on January 21st until the venue canceled at the last minute. Police say they don't believe the killing to be random, but have not released a reason, though they do say they are close to determining a motive. They've also arrested a 15-year-old found with Kelly's SUV in Warren, and another person was arrested in a home near where the bodies were found. A third person has been tracked down and arrested in Tennessee. State police continue to investigate. The Covenant Regional Thumb Network, a collaborative of 5 independent thumb hospitals and Covenant Healthcare in Saginaw, have announced a new name for the network, CRTN Health. There is also an expansion of Covenant Medical Center's radiation oncology service through the opening of a new cancer center on the campus of Marlette Regional Hospital to be called the CRTN Cancer Care Center. Beginning in December, the Cancer Care Center will start seeing medical oncology patients and will open 7 infusion chairs in the newly renovated center. The state-of-the-art Electra Versa HD linear accelerator will come online in the first quarter of this year to provide radiation oncology services for patients from throughout the thumb. A community-wide open house is being scheduled for the spring. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Hi, this is Jessica, and we're where you are. These are more than just words in our jingle. At United Financial Credit Union, we are here for you with our full range of digital products, so you can easily take the credit union anywhere you go. Open your new account today, and you could win a $500 gas card. From youth accounts to retirement accounts to business accounts, we can help you with all of your financial needs. It's never been easier to open an account. And for a limited time, you can be entered to win a $500 gas card. It's time for you to check out your local friendly credit union and see how we will put you first.
Must meet eligibility requirements, federally insured by the NCUA.
We're where you work, where you live. United Financial Credit Union. Serving the proud community.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The Metro Detroit the bill aimed at educating teenagers about the risks of gambling. Senator Joe Bellino, a Republican from Monroe, is authoring a bill to require the Department of Education to develop an instructional program on gambling addiction. Bellino says with the popularity of mobile betting apps, more teens than ever are having problems with gambling addiction. Bellino points out that even though the legal gambling age ranges from 18 to 21, depending on the state, data from the National Council on Problem Gambling indicates that between 60 and 80% of high school students say they have gambled in the past year. Week from today, are you lucky or unlucky in love? Shayna Tebe is a professional matchmaker and says if you fall into the unlucky category, try a matchmaker.
With matchmaking, you can work with a matchmaker who really gets to know you and your specific preferences. And what we do is we use our network of professional matchmakers. It's collaborative. It's amazing. So I leverage my matches based on my colleagues and who they're working with, and we help make matches for people.
TB says that Valentine's Day is the busiest time of year for her business. Old Alpena man Rick Cluley has been arrested for aggravated possession of child sexually abusive material and using a computer to commit a crime. The Michigan State Police Computer Crimes Unit Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force says Cluley was arrested following an investigation when a tip was received from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Cluley was charged with 4 counts of aggravated possession of child sexually abusive material involving more than 100 images of child sexually abusive material. Call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here is your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, will sunny to partly cloudy conditions with high temperatures into the lower 40s. Then for tonight, clouds in the increase, some rain showers developing late to low 32. Thursday, we'll have our winds breezy turning to the southwest, highs up to 47. Cooler to wrap up your work week on Friday, mostly cloudy but dry weather conditions expected there. We're back to a high of 36. Saturday, sunshine, mid-30s, but warming up Sunday to a high of 44. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently 33.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 190 WSGW and online WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And indeed, welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW, brought to you, as you heard, by Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw. Visit them for all of your home decorating needs and take a look at their newly expanded showroom at Westside Decorating Center. You might have heard that there's a big game coming up this weekend of some kind. I think it's played with a ball on a field. But more than the game, it's all the hype that goes around it and all the food that goes around it. And we're going to talk about that today with our friend Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Hi, Shanthi.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having
How
me
are you?
today.
Good.
Doing well. Are you a football fan?
I've become more of a football fan in later life. I never was early on, but I watch now. I'm all set for this Sunday. I've got my pizza ordered, big bowl of Doritos. I don't drink beer, so I have root beer. All set, right? Great food. I'm in healthy shape.
Well, I think something so important to recognize with events like this coming up too is that it's okay to have these types of foods at the table. We want to be able to enjoy these things without guilt. But there's also a place for healthier choices so that people can achieve balance, but also for people who want to make healthier choices. There's so much to the psychology of what's on the table. Of course, it's not easy to make a healthy choice if they're not presented to you. So I like to pose that to drinks too. The YouGov America did a survey of participants of what they plan to drink during the Super Bowl. 41% said soda, 32% said beer. After that, it followed by iced tea, wine, and whiskey. So with
Whoa. What happened to water?
Exactly. So that's the thing, right? So if all of these are on the spread, and then you have to make the extra effort to go to the sink or the fridge to grab water, it's more difficult to make that choice. So I love just making sure that it's part of the mix. Maybe it's a low sugar mocktail, maybe it's sparkling water or regular water, whatever it is. We want to make sure that the hydration options are available.
But you and I both know, if we talk about that spread, and on my table, I have, let's mix things up. Let's see. I have pizza, pigs in a blanket. Maybe if I'm really lucky, maybe I'll have shrimp and cocktail sauce. Maybe I'll have mini egg rolls and all that stuff. And there'll be a bowl with some fruit in it. What goes first?
Well, I think too, it's about how you present some of these things. And I do have some ideas for you. So
I do that.
Yeah. So I have some really fun ideas that you can make for the Super Bowl that are pretty easy and they're very plant forward and extremely delicious. So the first one is a whipped goat cheese filled mini pepper. Now, mini peppers, you first cut them in half. You carve out all the seeds and stuff, and you roast them for about 20 minutes at 400 with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. And then you make this mixture that is so delicious. I use goat cheese and equal parts Greek yogurt. So the Greek yogurt ends up reducing the cost of the whole filling because obviously goat cheese isn't as inexpensive as Greek yogurt. And then we make this olive oil heated on the pan with some garlic and green onion whites. We reserve the green onion greens for later. And so we sear this until it's fragrant, add it to a blender with the goat cheese and the Greek yogurt. And it's just so incredible tasting. You can use it as a dip or as a filling. I fill those mini peppers with them, and then they don't need to heat up again. And you just sprinkle some nuts and some green onion greens, and you're good to go.
So let me ask you this. Go back to your heritage.
Yeah.
What would a Scandinavian spread look like on Super Bowl day?
I would think that, so in Scandinavia, we typically eat on celebratory spreads like pickled herring. We'd
Well, that's
probably
okay.
see some cured salmon is always on the spread for things like that. Swedes are crazy about potatoes, about boiled potatoes, which doesn't go over well. You should see when my sister's husband and my fiance come to our house for Christmas. They're like, just boiled potatoes? That's so boring. And I agree. So
So what do you make them then? Tradition.
yeah. So you see a lot of like fish and shrimp at the top of the list there too, some shrimp dips and things like that. But I think, what I'm trying to say here is that if we make some of these veggie forward dishes presentable and delicious, there's a place for them at the table too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there always is a place at the table. Excuse me while I shut my phone off here. Well, it isn't going to shut off. Let's see if I can turn it down. There we go.
Might start singing here.
Yeah.
Didn't know to expect that today. You don't want to hear it.
Earth, Wind, and Fire is my ringtone. What can I tell you? So, I mean, realistically, if you go far out at Super Bowl time with the food and you eat all the unhealthy stuff that we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
and the next day, all of a sudden you say, oh, I got to go back to my regular. How bad is it for your system to come off a reasonable eating structure and go way out and then come back again? Does it really hurt the system?
Honestly, like one night of eating that isn't your normal isn't going to mess up your health plans. That's what I like to remind people of. Of course, it's the choices that you make over time, but it's not going to mess up your metabolism. It's not going to, and you might not feel great the next day, especially if you've been drinking and eating
Or I might
things
feel
that things that aren't so, these pizzas and chips and dip and wings. These things tend to not make people feel so great, especially with the fried component on a lot
wait.
of those
No. Don't be negative about my wings.
Did you know, though, how many wings Americans apparently eat on Super Bowl?
Oh, all year, because it's become one of the most expensive part of the chicken.
Well, the National Chicken Council says that Americans consume 1.42 billion chicken wings during the Super Bowl.
Well, I'll tell you my favorite wing. You probably would not disagree with too much because it's not breaded and it's not fried. It's marinated in teriyaki sauce overnight and then put in a hot oven, 400-degree oven for, maybe 45 minutes or so. And they are delicious. They get a little bit of a char on them from the teriyaki sauce. And they're delicious. And they got to be healthier than deep frying them and putting all that fancy buffalo sauce on them, I would think.
Yeah, my mouth is I'm Pavlov's dog over here. My mouth is watering a little bit as you talked about that. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot to how you prepare some of these things, right? I think when you try to healthify too many things, it's maybe not your favorite anymore. So if you want to enjoy the things, do it. But if you do want to make them healthier, what you're suggesting is a great option. Just the naked wings, right? Like marinating them, not having them in breading, because that breading does soak up a lot of oil. And for heart health over time, consuming too many of those fried foods isn't great.
Yeah, of course, having said that, there's nothing as tasty as a good breaded wing. Anyway.
I do have another option for the spread. Yes.
All right, hold it. I got to take a break. We'll come back. And we're talking to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan about maybe making your Super Bowl fare a little bit healthier. More on that when we return.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch. Are you looking for a place that will satisfy the food cravings of the entire family? Well, look no further. At the Lumberjack, you're sure to enjoy the food and company, all while getting a pure up-north dining experience. With an array of entrees, burgers, omelets, desserts, and more, it's a sure thing that there's something for everyone. The homestyle cooking is sure to have you coming back for more. So head up north to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75.
Guys, this Valentine's Day, give her the next best thing to wear. Available exclusively at Pajamagram. Sexy, sultry, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her soft skin. Even more alluring than lingerie, the texture and touch of these pajamas is so seductive that you'll both love the feel of them. Leave nothing to the imagination with naturally nude pajamas. Go to pajamagram.com right now and save 25%. Pajamagram will even wrap the whole gift up for free. That's right, 25% off naturally nude pajamas and free gift packaging. Listen, if you missed out on this offer during Christmas, don't make the same mistake twice. But you need to order today because last year they sold out before Valentine's Day. Here's what you do. Go to pajamagram.com right now. That's pajamagram.com. Use code NUDE, N-U-D-E, and save 25% off your order of naturally nude pajamas. Order now.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened lower, even though investors are looking at some upbeat earnings and merger deals. Uber Technologies reported a record holiday quarter. It made a profit. It was expected to lose money, and Uber shares are up 6%. Under Armour's profit and revenue top forecasts. It also raised expectations for this year. Yum Brands, parent company of Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and KFC, reported upbeat earnings. System-wide were up more than 8%. CVS, the drugstore chain, also topped forecasts, and CVS confirmed it is buying Oak Street Health. And Wolverine Worldwide is selling its Keds brand to Designer Brands, parent company of shoe store chain DSW. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Democrats just want to win the next election, and they're trying to do it with ceaseless money printing. They do not care if the value of your retirement is sacrificed. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. It is critical to protect your retirement right now with a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. There's nothing to buy and no obligation at all. To 989898 to get a free info kit on gold.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
The WSGW Morning Team.
Got a story that a piece of Star Wars memorabilia has made its way into the record books. In fact, Guinness has certified this as the most expensive movie prop gun ever sold at an auction.
I've got it.
Very nice. It's Han Solo's blaster.
How much?
$1,057,500. It's because it's the only surviving prop gun of the three original that were made for the original movie, A New Hope.
I never saw the movie, sorry.
You better get up to speed because if we're ever to do the morning team version of Star Wars, you've got to play the role of Princess Leia.
Good luck with that.
Of course, the casting would be Luke Skywalker.
Of course.
And Pat, because of the facial hair, has got to be Chewbacca.
Art can be Han Solo.
No, R2-D2.
R2-D2?
Yes.
Okay.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your 30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley, Van Camp, and Robin show.
Did Joe Biden lift America's spirits higher than a Chinese spy balloon? Come on, man.
The answer is no.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. We're talking to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, trying to keep you healthy for the Super Bowl. So, Shanthi, you said you had a spread that you wanted to share?
Yeah. So we talked about those stuffed mini peppers, which are so delicious. I mean, they're a good side for any day. But the other one I have is a vibrant beet hummus. And so hummus, of course, when we eat that, we're getting a lot of fiber. Chickpeas are extremely high in fiber, and they've also got a lot of protein in them. So I love it as a dip because it's filling. And that's the key to a lot of these things is we want to fill up on the healthy things, the things that are rich in nutrients, and of course leave some room for the other stuff. But it helps when these things are filling. So what you do is you can make your own hummus. So that means you're mixing chickpeas. I like to peel mine first. And then mix it with tahini, lemon juice, garlic. And then in this one, we're going to add some golden beets. Now, you can buy them canned, and they're actually a great option. And so the thing about beets is that they used to be used as dye back in like the 1800s. And that's because they've got this vibrant, rich color. And that's means that it also has a ton of antioxidants. So it's a great idea to include beets where you can. They've got quite a bit of an earthy flavor, but the mixing it into a hummus does reduce that quite a bit. So you could make your own like that, or you could just toss some beets into a blender with a store-bought hummus. But the thing here is that it makes it extremely eye-catching. It's this vibrant pink color, and it's a great opportunity to include some dippers like vegetables. I love doing cucumbers and celery and things like that.
What is it about? I'll use a phrase. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but what is there about a Mediterranean diet that seems to have caught on and is the fad these days? And is it just a fad?
I would say that the Mediterranean diet actually isn't a fad. It continues to be ranked as the top 1 or 2 spots on the U.S. News expert panel of judges list of best diets for each year. Now, the reason for that is because it doesn't necessarily cut out any food groups, but it does focus on some really healthy components. So that means healthy fats, which, when we're talking about the Super Bowl and then we hear, chicken wings and pizza and things like that, usually those are rich in saturated fat, which is not great for heart health. We know that heart health in the United States is something that affects a lot of families. It causes a lot of deaths each year. So on the contrast, the Mediterranean diet, provides all these healthy fats that are great for heart health. So that's one of the components. The other component is that they're very rich in fiber. And that's because whole grains are pushed, vegetables are pushed. They're part of, these kind of classic Mediterranean dishes. And then finally, we're going to see fish a lot. And fish is rich in omega-3, which is great for heart health. It's great for brain health. It can be preventive of cognitive decline as we age. So there's just a lot of important nutrients that get packed in there in the Mediterranean diet.
So Shanthi, folks, is a registered dietitian. She's a nutritionist. And I have to ask this question. Let's talk about omega-3 for a minute. If I eat a piece of fish, I will get, depending on the fish, I will get omega-3, right?
Right.
If I go to the store and buy the bottle that says omega-3 on it and pop one of those little fishy pills, will I get the same result?
So there are actually benefits to consuming omega-3 supplements. But the thing about consuming omega-3 and really any nutrient in food is that there are some nutrients in food that act in synergy with each other. So, for example, when you're eating the omega-3 in a fish, that omega-3 is interacting with other nutrients in the fish. And sometimes with these nutrients, we don't know exactly what it is and how it helps each other, but it tends to be that way. Now, omega-3 in supplement form can still help reduce triglycerides, which is a lipid that you might hear your doctor talk about when they take your blood panel at your annual visit. And so, there are benefits to it, but I always say food is the best. Another great example of how foods work in synergy with each other, or nutrients work in synergy, is beta carotene. So beta carotene is that rich, vibrant color that you get in carrots. You also see it in tomatoes and things like that. Now, it's converted to vitamin A in the body. Vitamin A is good for eyesight and a lot of other things. Now, if we consume this beta carotene in a supplement form and we overdo it, it can actually increase their risk of certain cancers for individuals who are smokers. But whenever we consume it in the food form, when it has the ability to interact with all these other nutrients, like in a carrot, it actually has more protective benefits. So always, I'm a food first kind of gal. Unless you're deficient in something or your doctor tells you that it's a good idea to supplement, I think food first.
So let's talk about that lowly little carrot.
Yeah.
If I take the carrot, peel it, and eat it raw, which is the way I like carrots.
Yeah, me too.
Or I cook it and I don't like them cooked all that much. Am I
Mhm.
getting the same nutrients out of the raw carrot as I am the cooked carrot, or vice versa?
So this actually depends on the food. So for carrots in particular, there are some nutrients that are more sensitive to heat. Anytime we cook something, there are certain nutrients, for example, like vitamin E is a fat soluble vitamin. So if you see that in an oil and it's heated, most likely we're going to have some of those benefits reduced. Now, there are some nutrients in foods that actually become more bioavailable when we cook them or prepare them. And a great example of this is lycopene in tomatoes. So think about yourself getting a can of tomatoes. You're probably like, well, it's probably healthier for me to consume the fresh tomatoes. But in this case, cooking them and preparing them, breaking down those cell walls, makes that lycopene actually 2 times bioavailable for our body in the canned form than the fresh form. So sure, oftentimes those cooking processes are going to reduce some vitamins bioavailability. It could also denature some proteins and things like that. But sometimes cooking can actually enhance some nutrients too.
Do I have to be a registered nutritionist before I figure out what I can eat and not eat?
Art, I think it's so important, right, to live your life and to enjoy. And that's why I think it's so important not to instill fear about certain foods, that certain foods aren't evil. They all have a place, but we do know what we can focus on and what we can bring into our diet more. So if we focus more on those foods and not try to villainize some of these foods that we have on the Super Bowl on occasion, that's kind of how we want to live, right? We want to live in peace. We want to be able to enjoy our foods without guilt. I just believe in pushing these healthy foods forward as much as possible and then making room for some of our favorites on the side too.
All right, let's go to the beverage side of the table for a few moments here.
Let's do it.
I kidded about water, of course, but water it's critical to life. We have to have it.
Of course.
And the term that comes with it is hydration, which is not only important for your body, but particularly for your kidneys and all of that. So if I drink a liquid, any liquid that's made with water, but has all kinds of other stuff in it, like beer, for example, do I get hydration along with all the other stuff that's in there? Or do I not get hydration?
So liquids will offer some hydration, but there are some things that can negate some of that hydration. So for example, alcohol tends to reduce that level of hydration, and also things like caffeine. So I always have a rule of thumb that if I'm drinking a cup of coffee, drinking a cup of tea, I always make sure to have a glass of water along with it, because that caffeine can be so dehydrating. And being hydrated makes you feel so good, right?
But if you drink decaffeinated coffee or decaffeinated tea, are you getting more benefit?
And on the side of hydration, yes, you will be more hydrated after drinking something decaffeinated when you're looking at those options. Yeah.
What about things like V8 juice? Supposed to be giving you vegetables and daily allowances. Is it better than nothing? Let's put it that way.
So, when it comes to a lot of these juices, so let's say V8 juice, mostly vegetables, right?
Right.
I can't recall, I haven't looked at an ingredient list on one of these things in a while, but you want to make sure that it doesn't have any added sugar, and that does help provide some of those benefits. However, whenever we're drinking juice in general, we do miss out on a lot of fiber and important nutrients, and that's really what we're aiming to get from these, recommendations of 5 fruits and vegetables a day. So sure, you can get a lot of nutrients, like a few vitamins and minerals, but that fiber is extremely important. If we look at American habits and how much fiber we should be consuming every day, 38 grams for men. Let's start there. Women is a little bit lower, around 25 to 30 grams. Now, Americans on average consume 15 grams of fiber a day. So we're really behind on that. And we know that fiber is so protective of a lot of chronic illnesses. It can help balance diabetes more. It can be preventive of heart disease and so many other things. So, and it's, of course, it's great for our digestive system. So I just encourage people to get the fiber where they can. And one of my passions is actually making vegetables taste good. So,
So last question, we'll leave on a downer.
No, Art, don't do this
Any
to me again.
nutritional value in pop at all?
So we're talking, the sugary beverage with carbonation, right? No, unfortunately not.
Not even hydration.
A little bit of hydration.
A little bit. Well, there's something. That's good.
But again, the caffeine's oftentimes in those.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that I love is sparkling water, and if you're new to it, it may take a few tries to get there.
Yeah.
But now I'm that person. I'm like, at a restaurant, can I have soda water out of your gun? Like, I'm just trying to get it where I can because I just think it tastes so delicious. But it takes a while to get there. Some people like to mix a little bit of juice with sparkling water to get them started.
Yeah.
Others like the different flavors. I'm all the way to plain now, so it's good.
All right, last question. Who's going to win?
Oh goodness. I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't keep up so much, but I am getting more familiar with football. I'm kind of like you. I don't want to say later in life, but I moved here from Sweden. Football was soccer, and American football didn't really exist as a sport. So I'm warming up to it. I'm learning a lot. I think it's a really cool sport.
All right. Well, listen, enjoy the game if you watch, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Art.
Thanks, Shanthi. Bye-bye now. Shanthi Appelo with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Oh, I forgot. Before you go away, what's the website?
Yeah, so Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan has a great website for all of these recipes I discussed, those mini peppers, the hummus, a lot of things that you can take advantage of for the big game and Valentine's Day coming up. It's a healthiermichigan.org.
A healthiermichigan.org. All right.
Got it.
I'll talk to you again, Shanthi. Thanks.
Thanks.
Take care. We'll be back with open phones after these notes.
Your career takes flight when you join the winning teams at Soaring Eagle and Saginaw Eagles Landing. The premier gaming and entertainment destinations in Michigan are currently hiring positions for all levels of experience. Visit us online at SoaringEagleCasino.com for a full list of openings and learn about all the benefits and the new $15 an hour minimum wage. Apply today at Soaring Eagle Casino Resort and Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
The calls would stop. The threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Finding great candidates to hire
trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681. Situation 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
This Kids Causes Moment is sponsored by Pepto Kids. A recent study from California State University found that children who participate in team sports showed fewer signs of anxiety and depression. Since joining his school's baseball team, DJ Sylvester's son Devin is thriving.
Being on a team helped him become more social and more confident in what he does.
Brought to you by Pepto Kid. Pepto Kids, relief for little tummies. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. But the biggest payoff is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
The Saginaw Spirit play here.
Smith there for Zane Parek. A shot.
He scores! What a shot! Zane Parek gets Saginaw on the board.
It's Saginaw Spirit Hockey live tonight as the Spirit hosts the Erie Outers at the Dow Bent Center. Join Dylan Clark and Dennis Rosier for all the hard-hitting action beginning at 6:50 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW. Tickets are still available for tonight's game. Visit SaginawSpirit.com.
It's Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Broadcasting from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Design Center Studios. This is WSGW.
And this is the Art Lewis Show. And we'll have open phones for the remainder of the hour. And we're going to go to him right now because Al is waiting for us in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're about 15 years ahead of me for age, but I'm going to gain another year in May, just a little before Memorial Day. I'll have a birthday. So
there you go.
Instead of 15 years, it'll be 14 years.
See, you're catching up.
Yeah, I'm catching up, but
I
catch up too fast.
I tell people that they'll never catch up in numeric value, but they will catch up. They will catch up as a percentage of age.
Sure. Hey, 2 points. First on Russ with the these are not your bots that you're looking for and things like that. We keep hearing the border's secure. We keep hearing Biden didn't talk to his son about business dealings. He never had a conversation about what he was doing in the Ukraine. There's a whole bunch of, the list is endless of all the things that we're been told that hasn't, well, it's still higher than it was when Trump was in. So I have to agree with Russ on some of those points.
Yeah, my biggest disagreement with Russ was that, he seemed to be indicating that words aren't, they don't damage. Well, that's not true.
I understand that. That's not my bone to pick with you on that. The other thing now, I got to remember where my train of thought went. The gun with Alec Baldwin. He was holding the gun. The gun went off. He pointed it. When we're taught you always treat the gun, if it's loaded, it's always considered to be loaded and ready to fire. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter anything about that gun. It is assumed to be loaded and ready to fire.
And the other thing you're taught is never put your finger on the trigger unless you're prepared to fire it.
Right. And even if the gun malfunctioned, he still had the gun pointed. It was in his hand. It malfunctioned or fired in his hand, and he aimed it.
Yeah.
It should have been pointed at the ground.
Well, there should have been a lot of things happen. The armorer should have double-checked that the gun was cold. He should have double-checked that the gun was cold. I don't take anybody's word for it. When they hand me a gun, I look. When I go downstairs, if I'm going to get one of my pistols out downstairs, even though I know it's been locked up, it hasn't been touched, I still pull the magazine out and I still rack it to check that it's empty. Every time, without fail. Even if I just looked at it 15 minutes ago, I do it again.
I have a prediction. I think almost all the movies in the future with guns are going to be completely fake. They won't fire at all, and they'll do CGR or animation to create the effects that they need. The sound effects for the bang.
Yeah, they could do that, but I don't know that they will. And what they're using, the thing that amazes me, and I never realized it until this thing happened. They're using real guns. They're not using fake guns or anything like that.
No,
they're using real guns that can fire real bullets. And I'm going, that just makes no sense. Now, they're also, though, supposedly, there has always been a rule. Just a minute, Al. Supposedly, from what I've been told, there is supposed to be a rule in Hollywood that you never point a gun at anyone. And in all you scenes that you see where people are shooting each other, rarely do you see the shooter and the victim at the exact same moment the gun fires, because they're firing into an empty space, and then they cut to the victim. And so that rule supposedly is in place, but apparently they disregard it a lot.
Yeah, so, I just find that hard to believe, and it's just unbelievable to me that they will allow ammunition onto the set.
Well, they don't.
That's just insane.
They don't. Somebody violated the rules
on this set.
They violated the rules.
Yeah, they violated the rules.
So, all right.
And
I got to run. I got to take a break.
Being the producer.
Yep. He'll be responsible.
Baldwin being the producer, he's ultimately responsible.
All right. We'll talk to you again, Al. Thanks. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now. We'll be back.
There's going to be one day this winter. The temperature will be 10 below. A 45-mile-an-hour wind with blinding snow is making it seem like 50 below. Is your garage door going to be ready for that day? Call M&R Garage Door now. M&R can service your existing garage door and opener, both residential and industrial. Or M&R can install a Clopay insulated garage door to keep your home warm. Make sure your garage door is ready for that day and every other day this winter. Call M&R Garage Door, 894-0971, where service is their specialty.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD, 833-404-GOLD.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
Right corner, Baker a three. Yes, sir. Michigan's largest lead. They're up a dozen with 7:20 left on the Buckeyes.
Michigan basketball returns Wednesday night at 6:30 as the Wolverines try to make it 3 straight when they host Nebraska on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Back to our phones. Errol is in Saginaw, and then we'll get to June. Errol, good morning.
You know, I've been listening to you for about an hour on all the food that's great for the Super Bowl. You didn't once mention one of my favorite dishes, haggis. Do you know what it is?
I know what it is. I'm glad it's your favorite. I'm glad it's your favorite.
So I think we ought to have that for the Super Bowl also. I got a recipe if you need it. So that's yeah, you had all those vegetables, wheat and vegetables they said were at it. So I don't do vegetables except for cream style corn. I hate them. But I've been alive this long without them. And
yeah.
But I just thought, I think you'd like haggis. So you can try that, sir. Have a nice day.
You too. Thanks, Errol. Bye-bye. And let's talk to June in Essexville. June, good morning.
Hi, Art. I just want to share something with you in view of the political scene right now. I was looking up some family records, and my grandfather was very political, and this is something from the Progressive Party in 1912. I'm only going to read a part of it to you. Republicans and Democrats. Political parties exist to secure responsible government and to execute the will of the people. From these great tasks, both of the old parties have turned aside. Instead of instruments to promote the general welfare, they have become the tools to corrupt interests to serve their selfish purposes. Behind the ostensible government sits enthroned an invisible government owing no allegiance and acknowledging no responsibility to the people.
Okay.
To destroy the invisible government, to dissolve the unholy alliance between corrupt business and corrupt politics is the first task. But I'm just telling you, This is from 1912.
That's what I was going to say. That goes back to 1912. Gee, what's different?
That's what I said. History repeats itself, and I do a lot of family genealogy. And my grandfather was very political. I have letters from senators for many things, very political. But I read that when I was looking up something for one of my cousins, and I thought, oh my goodness, my goodness.
It's I think I truly believe that the outcome of all of this in the long run is the American people are going to get so fed up that they are going to want a third party.
You got it.
And I would call it the common sense party, because there doesn't seem to be a lot of that right now.
Thank you. But you know, again, he did good things. The Progressive Party, they rented a building in Bay City in 1932, and and these were people, prominent people, and they gave out, you know, food and clothing and things that people needed, and that. But I came across that, I thought, oh my goodness.
Here's the thing about it. I know where politics is today. We all know how divided we are.
Mm-hmm.
But politics also does good things. Political parties, like your Progressive Party of 1912, rented a building and gave out food and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
They're good people. They just have different political views.
Exactly.
And, you know, we tend to lose that. We tend to think that if you don't agree with me, you're a bad person. Well, that's nonsense.
No. And back in 1912, their platform was a electoral reform, getting the women's suffrage, judicial reform.
Yep.
Limitations. So not a whole lot has changed. So that just tells you that people don't change. The circumstances change and the climate, things change. But I think basically we all want the same thing, maybe. And, you know, maybe when we can find the ability now to get back to, we've lost the ability to come to the middle. We're either way to the right or way to the, and, you know, even in your family, we've always had to compromise.
Oh, absolutely.
We've never get our own way all the time.
Absolutely true. Absolutely. And you know, not getting your way all the time makes you try harder.
That's
Sometimes
right.
it's a good thing, good motivator. June, I've got to go because I'm out of time here. But
anyway, I needed to share that with you.
I appreciate it.
Repeating itself. Thank you.
Have a good one, dear. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now. We'll be back to close out after these notes.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing. We can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
All right, that wraps up the Art Lewis Show for this Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow with lots more. Stick around for Focus. Going to focus on an open house coming to the Bay, Arenac ISD, and the Skills Center. We'll tell you all about it, the Career Center. All of that's coming up, but first, the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting. I'm Steve Kathan. President Biden heads to Battleground, Wisconsin today to push the themes he brought up in last night's State of the Union.
Thanks to what you've all done, we're exporting American products and creating American jobs.
And this morning, Vice President Kamala Harris told CBS News the administration's work on the economy is in high gear.
Bringing manufacturing back to America, strengthening America's workforce, creating jobs, many education, but they do require training, such as what IBEW and our apprenticeship programs through our labor unions provide. That's the kind of work we're doing, and I think the president has been very focused.
In South Dakota, Republican Senator John Thune told CBS Mornings he saw the speech as highly political.
People could characterize it as a soft launch for his re-election campaign. There was a lot of red meat that he threw out there, and the reaction in the chamber was probably pretty predictable. Democrats were very boisterous in their support, and Republicans, of course, not so much.
Ukraine's President Zelensky took his campaign for support and military hardware to Britain. Speaking to Parliament, he vowed Ukraine will win the nearly year-long war with Russia.
After we win together, any aggressor, it doesn't matter, big or small, will know what awaits him if he attacks international order.
The time is running out for people trapped in the earthquake rubble in Turkey and Syria. CBS's Chris Liu. Those missing or trapped in one town.
They haven't gotten any sleep. They're hoping, praying someone they love is still alive. And today could not be more crucial. The first 3 days after an earthquake are when the probabilities of finding survivors are the highest. And today is day 3.
The death toll now tops 11,000. There's word of Twitter restrictions in Turkey. Many tweets have been critical of the government's quake response. The former deputy counsel for Twitter, James Baker, is among those before the House Oversight Committee today, which is investigating social media and the stories about Hunter Biden's laptop.
I did not act unlawfully or otherwise inappropriately in any manner with respect to Hunter Biden's laptop. Indeed, documents that Twitter has disclosed publicly reflect that I urged caution with respect to the matter and noted that we needed more information to fully assess what was going on and to decide what to do.
It was nearly the end of the third quarter in last night's Lakers-Thunder game in L.A.
James, a shot at history. LeBron stands alone.
The call on TNT is LeBron James surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the NBA's all-time scoring leader.
I just want to say I thank you so much because I wouldn't be me without y'all.
Jabbar was there to celebrate with the 38-year-old James, who still wants to play a couple more years. Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 100 points. This is CBS.
I think farming picked me. I didn't pick farming. I'm not afraid to try something new. It's my farm, my family, and our future. My channel Seedsman gets that. I get access to innovative products with personalized advice backed by data to maximize my yield potential. With Channel, I know I'll prosper for years to come.
Define your future at channel.com/future. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. Copyright 2022 Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
In farming, you know being on time. That's why the Roundup Ready Extend crop system created the Spray Early Weed Control Guarantee. When you spray before or at planting, you can protect your investment and give your farm an advantage all season long. Find the tools and resources you need to spray early and guarantee your weed control at RoundupReadyExtend.com/spray early. Guarantee is subject to program terms and conditions. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Live
from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
The skies and 37 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Fire crews from Frankenmuth and Bridgeport Township were dispatched to a house fire last night in the 5,000 block of South Reimer Road. Officials say the fire began in the kitchen, causing significant damage to the single-family home. 2 occupants of the house were taken to a local hospital for smoke inhalation, and a firefighter suffered a minor injury after breaking through the floor. The fire remains under investigation. State police are investigating after a Saginaw Chippewa tribal member was shot by police Saturday night. According to the tribal police, officers were dispatched to a Saginaw Chippewa Indian reservation for a report of a male suspect trying to force his way in. Police say that's when officers tried to contact the suspect, later identified by his family as 32-year-old Gijep Pego. Pego fled on foot. A pursuit led to the area of Brown and Pickard streets, where police say Pego pulled a handgun from a bag he was carrying and pointed it at the officers. The Saginaw Chippewa tribal officer fired a single shot, striking Pego. He was transported to a local hospital and later released. Police say Pego is being held on multiple federal charges. State police, as well as the FBI, were contacted to conduct an independent. Time is almost out for Great Lakes Bay Area sports organizations to apply for grants from the Michigan Baseball Foundation. February 16th is the deadline to apply for the annual funding, which supports projects serving young people in mid-Michigan and promoting amateur sports and fitness. Last year, more than $45,000 in grants were distributed to 11 projects across 5 counties. The foundation says grants do not go to supporting regular operations like uniforms, travel expenses, or events. For more information and applications, visit michiganbaseballfoundation.org. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Oh, yes, it's late.
Tickets start at $40 and are on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office and etix.com. Bring in the party.
Get down on.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Party hard, throw down harder. More at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. The state police trooper whose car was hit head-on early yesterday morning in northern Oakland County has been released from the hospital. The trooper was on Dixie Highway when another driver lost control of his truck while trying to pass a salt truck and crashed. The trooper was wearing his seatbelt and will be out of work for the next few days. The truck driver had minor injuries. Some of your favorite state parks may be getting an upgrade this year. Michigan News Network's Ryan Recker has this report.
A total of $250 million in American Rescue Plan Act funds are being spent at Michigan parks and campgrounds. That means some popular areas will be temporarily closed this summer and fall. Kristen Bennett, the department unit manager for Michigan State Parks, says a variety of projects in many areas include road construction, visitor center enhancements, new toilet and shower buildings.
We have work Wabick State Park, Fort Wilkins Historic State Park, Roscommon.
Even projects at
District,
state
which
parks
would
you never knew existed.
Porcupine Mountains, Twin Lakes, and Lake Ogeebic.
You can find a full list at michigan.gov/DNR closures. Ryan Recker for the Michigan News Network.
A big event this week at Michigan Technological University in Houghton. Its annual Winter Carnival. The president of the Blue Key National Honor Society, Joa DeLugos of Livonia, says they have a competition to build giant snow sculptures. DeLugos says they were concerned about having enough snow, but they did get quite a lot. It's staying cold enough. Other activities for the Winter Festival include snow soccer and ice bowling. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here is your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, well, sunny to partly cloudy conditions with high temperatures into the lower 40s. Then for tonight, clouds in the increase, some rain showers developing late to low 32. Rain then likely on your Thursday. We'll have our winds breezy turning to the southwest, highs up to 47. Your work week on Friday, mostly cloudy but dry weather conditions expected there. We're back to a high of 36. Saturday, sunshine, mid-30s, but warming up Sunday to a high of 44. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 38.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and on BW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
And indeed, RoofMax, the safe, proven, easy, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out more about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax, as you heard, with 2 X's. Well, today we're going to learn about an open house that has to do with the Bay Arenac ISD Career Center. With us, the principal of that center, we say good morning to Brian Dufresne. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, Art, and thank you very much for having me on the show today, and it's an honor and a privilege. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Glad to have you here. Before we get into the open house and things happening at the Bay Arenac ISD Career Center, I have to ask this question. Did we as a nation put so much emphasis on 4-year college programs that we ignored the need for skilled labor in the types of jobs you teach at the Career Center?
All right, back, in my opinion, quite a few years ago. This is my 32nd year in education, and there was a time in the state of Michigan where the focus was everybody, regardless of what your thoughts were, you were headed to a college degree. There wasn't a different career path, and we are seeing that play out now with the lack of people in the trades industry, which is now coming back, and it's coming back in full force years. And, that was something that, again, 10, 15 years ago, or a little bit longer, it was not an option. And now we're seeing the results of it, and we're producing some really great opportunities for kids to get out and not have to go to college and become a skilled tradesman and tradeswoman and make a great living.
And that's the thing I've told people before, go learn to be a welder. You can make more money than somebody graduating college a lot of times. It actually is.
And not have any college expenses either.
Yeah, that's true. That's an added bonus, isn't it? Absolutely.
That is
huge. So
huge.
Tell us about the open house that's coming up.
Well, a week from Thursday on February 16th from 4 to 7, we're happy to open our doors to the Bay and Arenac community residents to stop by the Career Center to come in and take a look at our 23 programs that we offer, ranging from anywhere from agri-science and natural resources. On that night, we've got quite a few different things happening during that 4 to 7 time. We have an apprenticeship information night, which we will have 10 to 12 different local unions that are within the area that are in the skilled trades that will be here to answer questions about apprenticeships and opportunities for young individuals today.
Let me ask, you have 23 different programs at the Career Center. Obviously, a program is only good if people want to attend it. What's the demand like today compared to, say, 10 years ago?
This is my 7th year as principal here at the Arenac ISD Career Center. And I can tell you that we had 1 year of our enrollment not looking so glamorous, and that was the year after COVID. Prior to that, we have on an average of 1,100 to 1,200 students a year, which is about 500-600 a session. And we have 2 sessions, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Out of our 23 programs, I would probably say 17 to 18 have waiting list. So it's becoming a hugely popular trade, an opportunity for kids to come here and they can learn some good things. I mean, it's also important that if they come here and they realize if I want to be a nurse and come and take the nursing program, maybe I don't want to be a nurse. That's just as important for them to understand as well as it is that I want to be a nurse. And, making those choices at that young age is a lot more beneficial for the students.
Typically, you mentioned you have a morning session and afternoon session. Are these students also going to regular school for the reading, writing, arithmetic, and all that good stuff?
Absolutely. Our students are made up of 11th and 12th grade students coming all the way from Augrey, Sims area, all the way to Bay City Central, Bay City Western, Essexville, Garber. We have the community high school, the academy, Bangor, and Pinconnet and Standish students. They go half their day at their home school, and then they would come here for 2 hours and 40 minutes, either in the AM or PM. And I tell you, some of the students from the northern schools are very committed. When you're coming from Augrey, Sims, and we start at 7:45 in the morning, and they are on the bus at 6.
Wow!
Get here to attend this program, so that takes some dedication. That's for sure.
All right, hang on. I've got to take a break, Brian. We'll come back. We're talking to Brian Dufresne, principal at the Bay Arenac ISD Career Center, and we'll have more on the open house and the careers available when we return.
Hi, this is Ray from the Gick Nursery and Garden Center in Bay City. This Tuesday is Valentine's Day, and with love in the air, we're making it Valentine's weekend here at Gick. We have an abundance of the freshest and most beautiful flowers you'll find, including fresh roses, balloons, and balloon bouquets. At Big X, a beautiful bouquet of flowers is just $29.99 and sure to be greeted with a smile. We offer a big selection of healthy potted flowers in a rainbow of colors and gift baskets of the finest candy from Adela's Candies. Let us help you play Cupid with Valentine's Day this Tuesday. And at Big X, you'll have time to make it perfect with a beautiful bouquet of flowers, just $29.99. And if you want, we'll deliver it to the home or office. With love in the air, we're making this Valentine's weekend here at Big X. We'll see you at Big X this week. Find us online at BigGickNursery.com. We're on M&E4, 1 mile east of I-75, west side Saginaw Road, Bay City.
For almost 25 years, Linex has been the only place to on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Linex have the only wax-based rust proofing and military spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty. No yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City. Give them a call at 989-671-9820.
Remember, your new car is a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820. That's 989-671-9820.
Race to savings on great deals now at Menards. Check out our tankless Richmond water heater options. They provide endless hot water. We carry a large variety of models with different options to choose from, so you'll be sure to find a fit that's right for you. Richmond water heaters work hard behind the scenes so you can focus on what matters most. Save big money on Richmond water heat savings at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSGW Morning Team.
WSW online poll for Governor Whitmer's Lowering Michigan Costs plan goes. The governor announcing this three-part proposal. It's related to Michigan's potential record $9.2 billion budget surplus expected this fall. What do you do with that money? Well, the governor wants to deliver $180 checks to every tax filer, expand the state's match of the federal. Estimated it could provide $3,000 to about 700,000 Michigan families. Also phasing out the retirement tax to ultimately put an average check of maybe $1,000 back to 500,000 households in the state.
This will be the largest tax break for working families and seniors in Michigan in decades.
Republicans have a concern about whether this could prevent the possibility of automatic decrease in the state income tax. So the poll question is this: are you for or are you against the governor's three-part plan? You can vote I'm for, I'm against it, maybe you're not sure. The options are there for you in the poll box. Scroll down the homepage and make your vote that way.
The Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
And we're back on Focus, talking to Brian Dufresne, principal of the Bay Arenac ISD Career Center. With a big open house coming up, we'll remind you of that open house. If you had to look at your list of 23 programs, what are the most popular ones today? What are you seeing the most demand in?
Well, right now, our welding, our cybersecurity, our nursing programs, and also our law enforcement programs and criminal justice. They are very popular. There's always a waiting list for those programs. Our building trades is a very popular program as well. It's hard to get into. Once you get in, it's a great opportunity.
And these programs are ever changing, or are they pretty much solid? And this is the list.
No, it depends. A couple years ago, nursing was not so popular. For many, many years, nursing was the program in which we actually have two different classrooms, and it's the only program that we have two sessions of because of the demand. But after COVID and during the COVID for a year or two there, it was touch and go because it seemed like nobody wanted to become a nurse.
Yeah.
Just went through a rough time during COVID, but now we're back to full strength. So they ebb and flow, they come and go. But welding and cybersecurity, ever since we've added that, and our law enforcement and criminal justice programs are always in demand and always a waiting list, and great opportunities for kids.
Do you track any of these students after they leave the program?
Part of CTE, which is career technical education, we're required to actually track them after they leave, 2 years after they're done, and find out what they're doing, if they're still in the field, if they're still in the trade, or what are they doing at this time. And that is one of the things that we do. And we're very successful at tracking our students. And I would say about 70, 75% of our students are still in somewhat of the trade that they started here.
And it's an interesting comment. You had mentioned earlier, Brian, you take these courses and you can also find out that you may not like a particular trade. But the real proof of the pudding comes when you go to work, doesn't it?
It does, and right now, Art, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know, we are in a different world for employers seeking employees. We have our young kids, 18, in a welding program, making $25 an hour, $50 an hour with their total benefits at 18 years old. And we can't supply them fast enough.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
It's great.
Definitely. Let's remind everybody again about the open house and if they have to pre-register or anything.
No, our open house is next Thursday, February 16th from 4 to 7 at the Career Center. We have a lot of things going on. That night we will have the opportunity, the only night of the year that our Blooming Chef's restaurant is open, and our students are running that restaurant, which we do during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But that night is the only night of the year that we're open, and we're open from there. From our restaurant will be open from 4 to 6:30, and at that night is It's chicken and shrimp Alfredo and dessert. Everything homemade. Everything made here by the kids. And if you would like to make a reservation for that, because that seating is limited, you can call 989-667-3268. And the cost for that is only $10. We don't charge any extra because it's experience for the kids to learn the trade.
Yeah, very good. Well, we wish you well with it, and I'm sure we'll chat again down the road, see how the Bay Arenac Skills Career Center is doing.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you for having us on.
Yeah, more than welcome, Brian. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
You too, Art. Thank you.
Brian Dufresne is the principal of the Bay Arenac ISD Career Center. You know, in this day and age, we're asked to do more for less, so when we spend approximately a third of our life in bed, we really need to get some quality sleep. And you can get that sleep on a mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, they've been making custom mattresses since 1935. Rest assured, the Sanitary mattress you're sleeping on was made right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Further, the money you spend stays right here in the local economy. In addition, Sanitary Mattress offers 1 hour delivery window of your mattress to your home so you don't have to wait around all day. Sanitary Mattress can also make a custom mattress for your RV or boat, something the box stores can't do. Next time you need a mattress, think of Sanitary Mattress. Put them in your GPS at 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw or call them at 989-753-1757. Check them on the web at sanitarymattress.com. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sanitary Mattress Company, where you'll find everything from a crib to a king and everything in between.
Liberty Bridge. School, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Enjoy all the benefits of Liberty Bridge for free until April. Save time and fuel by taking the most convenient route to your destination.